Hey everyone, Nerdtastic Pirate back here, broadcasting again from the web. Thank you for your time. I'm really glad to be back. I had some computer issues come up. I had some blue screen issues, and I had some finance issues, and my tax return allowed me to finish purchasing components for my computer, so now my new computer is up and running, and I am proud to say that I am going to be doing a whole lot more of this, I hope, and getting new content out weekly. It's making everything a lot smoother and easier to do, honestly. This was kind of burdensome before with the setup I had. It is now much simpler and much faster. It takes like 3 seconds to boot my computer now, so it's pretty great. So we're playing Path of Exile here, and this is early game. This is basically just the start. I have a pot on my head there. That's like a cooking pot on my head. That's the best I can do for armor right now. It's literally just crap that's on the beach that washed up along with me. So, and then a whole bunch of dead stuff and cannibals. Dead bodies, zombies, and cannibals. That is a fun start to a very grim game. Very Diablo clone, but a little less class restrictive than Diablo. But think customizable equipment like Diablo 2, sort of. It's a little your abilities come from your gear. Your ability to cast abilities comes from your gear. Your passives increase those abilities, and your character level affects how much passives you have. That's it. It's that simple, and it is that complex, because the passive skill tree is massive. The orbs that give you your abilities are complex, and the gear leveling seems like it has a bit of grinding as well as a bit of complexity to it. So it's a very interesting game. I think it's definitely scratching an itch that I've had, so I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I haven't had this much fun playing a game like this since Diablo 2, and I've played a bit of Diablo 3. It sort of feels a bit lacking, and this game is not. This game definitely does not feel lacking. Being able to summon spirits when you hit an enemy with a fireball is just badass. It is. Being able to summon fire armor it's cool. All the options that I've found on this game have seemed pretty fun. I wasn't as interested in the martial classes. I typically like to play spellcasters, particularly on video games, because the the game tracks the information that otherwise makes those characters more difficult to play on paper, particularly if you're playing with like mana points. So this is the passive skill tree. I'm just showing this very briefly here, so you have a sort of view of it if you're not familiar with the game. It's much larger than that. That slider on the top next to the skills is zoomed all the way in. When you zoom out, that spot that you're at is very tiny. And each of these things, so that minions do an increased 10% damage. Cool. So that makes all my minions, all the zombies, all the skeletons, all the phantasms. So yeah, you see how long I'm poking around on this? It's like this forever. This is this game. I think unless you just have a build guide that somebody else makes and you just say, fine, I'll just do what they say. If you don't have that sort of commitment to a build plan that somebody else made, this is going to be, I think, a frustrating, well, maybe not a frustrating game, but it's going to be something you're going to spend a lot of time doing it. The other thing you're going to spend a lot of time is on this screen, messing around with your inventory, because all those sockets you see on those items are where your gems go, and those gems store your abilities, the abilities that you use to cast things with your mana. That includes fighter abilities, anything. It's just mana. It's mana and health. So those two there on that item are linked. That means that if you have a green gem and another green gem, and one of them is a support gem, then that support gem will trigger off of the first one, which is how you can summon ghosts on a fireball, which is, again, really cool. Which is... no, what's going on? Right now I'm using the base attack from the wand, which at some point you basically fill up all your abilities, and you have to start choosing which abilities you aren't going to bring into battle. But you can always swap them in. Like if you're going to go into a boss fight, it's as easy as swapping a gem out on one of your armors for a different setup, and it's not like it costs anything. You don't have to burn anything to pull things out of the sockets. You just pull them out, put them in, no big deal, no fuss. So at least that part of it is pretty forgiving. It's really the skill tree that's the unforgiving part as far as I can tell. The gear is not the issue, it's the skill tree that's the least forgiving part, because you can really waste your time kind of puttering around with stuff. And then this is an example of what I've learned with this build is never leave your minions behind like I just did. I just ran deeper and deeper and deeper into shit. And there it is. Dead. Too many guys. Don't. So this is why you're supposed to do it. Minions go first, they totally block up the wall, walkway, and keep everything out of your face. The next footage I'll show will be from my current character. I have a whole bunch of recorded stuff between now and then, but I'm just going to delete it. I'm going to go with new footage from where this character's at now, and she can summon like 7 zombies, as well as 8 skeletons, and I think it's 6 phantasms if I use that support mod, which I think I do off of the exploding corpses. So it's a really fun build right now. It's very bursty if I want it to be, and I can just kind of relax. It makes it so that if I'm trying to push, I can move quickly. Or if I just want to sort of take a leisurely stroll, I can let my undead minions feast on everything. So it's a fun game. I look forward to talking to you about this game more and playing with you in the future. I'm also going to be starting to do some Killing Floor videos because I have Killing Floor 2 and I love playing that game. So I'm going to be doing some new footage with that soon. I'm really glad to be back. I'm really hoping to hear from all of you in the future. Have a fantastic week. Fantastic Pirate out.